How's it going, guys? It's Rad C at a WWE Smackdown review from last night. Let's get started with it. So Smackdown starts off with an interview to start the show. The interview's with Becky Lynch. So Becky comes out. Of course, Becky's being interviewed for her title match opportunity against Carmella at SummerSlam. Becky, of course, spoke on how much of an honor it would be to regain the SmackDown Women's title and defend it at Evolution. Of course, Evolution, the first ever all-women's WWE pay-per-view. We're talking about Evolution, and Evolution doesn't happen for another 2-3 months. It's not till the end of October. And we're already still talking about it. So then Carmella comes out, the SmackDown Women's Champion, and Carmella spoke on how she's been working to prove that she was better than Becky since they were in NXT together. Well, of course you always want to be better. You're always trying to work harder to be better. So then Carmella would extend her hand and wish Becky luck. As Becky was about to shake it, James Ellsworth music plays, and I'm like, shit, you gotta be kidding me. But however, no James Ellsworth appeared. So while Becky Lynch was distracted, Carmella would then hit distracted Becky with a super kick. So then Carmella goes out of the ring and grabs a steel chair. As Carmella looks to continue the attack with the steel chair, Charlotte Flair's music hits, and Charlotte Flair comes out to Becky's aid. Of course, Charlotte Flair, for anyone that doesn't know, Charlotte's been out the last couple months because one of her breast implants ruptured, so she needed a couple months off to get it fixed and healed up. But yeah, Charlotte's back now. So as Charlotte gets in the ring, Carmella looks to swing the chair at Charlotte. Charlotte hits the big boot on Carmella, and then Charlotte hits Carmella with the crossbody suplex. And Carmella gets out of the ring and runs away. So we go to commercial break. As we come out of commercial break, Carmella runs into Paige, SmackDown General Manager Paige's office. Of course, Carmella not taking offense to Charlotte returning. And of course, demanding respect. And then, again, Carmella, you don't just demand for respect. You have to earn it in the ring. How many times have I had to say this already? God damn. Then Paige tells Carmella that as a champion, the odds always need to be stacked against him. That's true. The odds always are stacked against the champion. Champion should have to defend the title week in and week out. Don't be a Brock Lesnar. Be an AJ Styles. So then Paige tells Carmella she will face Charlotte later on in the night, and if Charlotte wins, Charlotte would be added to the SmackDown Women's title match at SummerSlam, and the match will become a triple threat. So next up, we get the second semifinals of the SmackDown Tag Team Tournament. The Bar, Sheamus, and Cesaro versus the Usos. The winner faces the New Day in the finals, which will be next week. And of course, the New Day is on commentary with their own special table with goddamn pancakes. It's like, oh god, this is getting fucking cringe and gay. Anyway, to the match itself. Highlights of the match. Sheamus' 2 knee drops on Jey Uso were good. Jimmy Samoa drop to Cesaro was good. I almost thought it was Jay because both Usos are really hard to tell. I honestly can't tell the difference between the two. I think one has thicker facial hair than the other. I think that's it. It's really hard to tell. Jimmy's suicide dive to Sheamus is good. Jimmy's super kick to Cesaro was on point. Jimmy's crossbody to Cesaro off from the top rope was good. Jay's super kick to intercept the uppercut white noise was good. And Jay's splash in the corner was also good. Match ending, Cesaro would hit an uppercut to Jey Uso to prevent the double splash, which was good. Sheamus will then get his knees up to stop a splash for Jimmy, and then rolls Jimmy up to get the 3 count for the win. So next week on SmackDown, it will be the Bar versus the New Day in the finals. The winner will challenge the Bludgeon Brothers, Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, for the SmackDown Tag Titles at SummerSlam. After the match, though, the New Day will get in the ring. New Day and the Bar will have a stare down and exchange some words before the Bar decides to just leave. So next up, we get a segment. This would be a personal message Samoa Joe would give to AJ Styles. So Samoa Joe comes out. Samoa Joe, of course, blasts AJ Styles for having spent so much time perfecting his craft and building his house on SmackDown, which resulted in AJ barely being home for the past several years. Well, Samoa, that's the life of a wrestler. You're always on the road. I think correct me if I'm wrong, folks, but for all I know, usually on average, a wrestler spends around 300 days a year out of 365 days a year on the road. 366 if it's a leap year, might I add. So yeah, that's the life of a wrestler. You're always on the road. And then Joe accuses AJ of being a lackluster father who would rather be on the road than at home with his children. Again, like I just mentioned, it's the life of a wrestler. You're always on the road. Now, I don't really think AJ's that lackluster of a father. I mean, for crying out loud, AJ has all 4 of his children's birthdays tattooed on his rib cage. Like what? Like a lackluster father wouldn't do that. And then Samoa Joe insisted that AJ's family would root for AJ to lose at SummerSlam because they would finally get their father back after Joe was done with him. Well, they're gonna get their father back regardless. Like, AJ wasn't even on SmackDown, coincidentally, so AJ was actually at home for a change. How about that? So next up, we then get another segment. So Jeff Hardy would come out. Jeff Hardy would then call out Randy Orton and dare him to face him in the middle of the ring. And then Randy Orton comes out. As Randy's on his way out to the ring, United States Champion Shinsuke Nakamura comes in from the crowd and then hits Jeff with a kick to the back of the head. Then Shinsuke would go and set up for the Kinshasa. As Shinsuke's about to hit it, Randy Orton would get in the ring, and Randy and Shinsuke would exchange glares before Shinsuke would hit Jeff Hardy with the Kinshasa. And then Shinsuke leaves the ring and leaves Jeff for Randy Orton. So then Jeff would attack Randy would attack Jeff with a couple stomps. Randy would hit 2 DDTs on Jeff, one from the middle rope in the ring, and then one onto the floor. Randy would continue the attack on Jeff Hardy onto the announce table. Randy would end the attack by pouring water on Jeff's face and then wiping Jeff's face paint off with a towel. And Randy walks away. So yeah, that's where we end that segment. So next up, we get a women's match, 1-on-1. We get Zelina Vega. Oh yes, remember Andrade Cien Almas' manager? She's gonna compete in a match tonight, her debut. How about that? She's competing against Lana. So, highlights of the match. There are actually a couple. Lana's double leg takedown to start the match was good. That was actually good. Lana's overhead toss was pretty well executed. Lana's neck breaker was good. Zelina Vega's moveset was pretty meh. Like, it wasn't good, but it wasn't terrible. She was just a meh debut. Lana's neck breaker was good, and Lana's double knees onto Zelina onto the middle rope were good too. Match ending as Lana's about to attempt to move from the second rope. Andrade would distract Lana. Then Aiden English would come out and attack Almas. While that's all happening, Zelina Vega would roll Lana up and then grab a fistful of tights to get the 3 count for the win. Of course, Aiden English and Lana would exchange some words backstage. Rusev would try and break it up. And then Lana and Aiden walk away. Because Rusev, like Rusev said last week, maybe Lana and Aiden English aren't deserving to be on the great holiday known as Rusev Day. But yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. But anyway, continuing on. Next up, we get another segment. So Daniel Bryan comes out to the ring. Daniel Bryan, of course, getting that big yes chant, of course, as always. Of course, Daniel states what Miz did last week was a black eye to the universe, WWE Evolution, and sports entertainment. Oh yes, of course, Daniel Bryan is talking about last week when Miz threw a baby doll at Daniel Bryan. Thank God it wasn't a real baby, because if it was a real baby, oh Jesus Christ, there would have been so many fucking people getting triggered and offended by it. Fuck, I wouldn't be able to fucking defend that shit. Like, if it was a real baby and so many people got fucking offended over it and triggered, I wouldn't even fucking make the review last week. But yeah, and the second point is, I see 2 of those 3 Daniel listed being a black guy. The one I don't see it is Evolution. To be honest, I don't see what throwing a baby doll has to do with an all-women's pay-per-view. I sort of find that irrelevant to a women's pay-per-view. So someone's got to explain how that's a black guy. But yeah, to the universe and sports entertainment, I could see it as a black guy. But Evolution, hell no. So then Miz interrupts Daniel Bryan on the Titantron from the set of Miz and Mrs., of course recording more episodes. And then Miz spoke on the success of his new show. Honestly, who cares? Who cares? As long as it's better than Total Divas and Total Bellas, that's all that matters. No, I haven't watched an episode of Miz or Mrs. yet. I've been working. I've had to work, so I've missed the episodes. So, of course, then Miz would run down Daniel Bryan's name and career. I don't know, well, part of Daniel's career is Daniel becoming a Grand Slam champion. And main eventing Mania. And by the way, Miz, Daniel Bryan's main event match at Mania was way better than yours. Well, the difference between Miz's and Daniel's is that Daniel had to face Randy Orton and Batista. And it was in New Orleans. And Miz's main event match was against John Cena. And that match was in Atlanta. So once again, New Orleans gets a goddamn win over Atlanta again. Like, the Saints already do that enough to the goddamn Falcons. But yeah. So anyway, continuing on, staying on topic. Daniel would then question Miz's movie career and call him soft inside the ropes. Alright, well, Miz's movie career... Miz hasn't really had a good movie. Mainly, Miz's movies have been either meh, mediocre at best, or have sucked ass. And, yeah, well, Miz isn't the best wrestler in the world, but his mic skills and promo skills really make up for it. So then Daniel challenges the Miz to a match at SummerSlam, or Daniel told Miz get on a private jet right now so he could pummel him face to face. Honestly, I like option one more. So Miz, of course, accepts the challenge. Well, actually, Miz didn't answer if he accepted, so I have to wait on that one. But Miz tells Daniel that Daniel's WWE career is over, and that Daniel should let his WWE contract expire so Daniel could go back to high school gyms, because now the WWE Universe sees Daniel as a massive whiner. Well, if Daniel's contract expires, he won't be going to gyms. You want to know where Daniel will be going? Ring of Honor. Like Ring of Honor's already said, they've opened the door for Daniel Bryan and will welcome him back with open arms. Plus, Cody Rhodes really wants that dream match with Daniel Bryan at Ring of Honor. So yeah, who knows? We'll have to see what Daniel Bryan does come. I think it's end of September. Daniel's contract expires, so we'll have to see what Daniel does. So, Miz ends this segment by filling the screen on a Titantron with images and audio of crying babies. Really? Really, WWE? We're seriously gonna run this joke into the fucking ground like the other million jokes you've run into the ground? Like, holy crap. No wonder people laugh at this company. Anyway, continuing on, next up we get to our main event. It is a women's match. Charlotte Flair versus SmackDown Women's Champion Carmella. If Charlotte wins, the SmackDown Women's title match at SummerSlam becomes a triple threat. To the match itself, highlights of the match. Carmella's hip tossing and Charlotte's roll through reversal was pretty good, well executed by both of them. So good job to both of them. Charlotte's crossbody suplex was good. Charlotte's axe handle from the middle rope was good. Charlotte's side slam was good. By the way, Charlotte hits that side slam better than John Cena ever can. Charlotte's Hurricane Rana into the barricade was meh. Almost looked botched, might I add. But you know, when you're throwing someone in the barricade, it's sort of gonna look half-assed because of safety reasons. Gotta keep safety in mind. So then Charlotte's big boot was good. Charlotte's moonsault off the barricade was good. Match ending. Charlotte would counter a Carmella super kick by trying to lock in the figure eight. Carmella would then push Charlotte off. Carmella would then try and lock in the figure eight. Carmella would try and lock in the figure eight on Charlotte. Charlotte would counter. Charlotte would lock in the figure eight and to get the submission victory. So at SummerSlam, the SmackDown Women's title match will now become a triple threat. It will be Carmella defending against Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. And that's where we end the show. So SmackDown review, SmackDown show. Mess show. Way better than Raw. That's for sure. So my rating, 4 out of 10. SmackDown is the better show over Raw this week once again. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Hope everyone's a great day, and yeah, peace out.